Hello and welcome to all of you. Welcome to this live by Pathfinder Education Services. And these lives are held every Friday and every Saturday at 6:30 p.m. And it's maximum of 1 hour. And trust me, join these regularly if you're preparing for CAT 2022 or 2023. And you will benefit immensely from these sessions because every session we cover something related to CAT. Today, we are going to cover a particular type of question which has appeared in CAT a few times. And these are questions based on escalators. So fundamentally speaking, escalator concept might be similar to fundamentally speaking, the escalator concept will be similar to the boats and streams concept, but still some changes, some elementary changes need to be kept into consideration while attempting these questions on escalators. And again, the way we will proceed with them is going to be the same. That is, I will give you some two odd minutes to solve each question. We have 5 questions to be solved based on the concept of escalators. Now, you're all aware that escalators, the concept is very similar to boats and streams. So people walking up an escalator, and suppose the escalator is coming down, it is like people going against the stream. So if the person is walking at X km/h and the escalator is coming down at Y km/h, then the net speed of the person will be X minus Y. The only thing different here is in terms of escalator, you rarely express anything in kilometers per hour or meters per second, because the unit of distance for an escalator is not kilometer, not meter, not centimeter, not millimeter. It is steps. The distance when we are solving questions of escalator is also steps. So if you're able to understand this small difference, the questions of escalator are very simple. They apply the same formula, that is distance is equal to speed into time. So let us see how to approach some questions based on escalators one by one. And as always, I'll give you a couple of minutes to approach each question. And at the end of that, you should try to figure out the answers. Let's see if you can. So I have the stopwatch here. I'll give you 2 minutes of time. Hang on. Okay, so everybody can see the first question now. Everybody can see. If you can see the first question, give me a thumbs up, please. Those of you who are in Zoom, please give me a thumbs up if you can see the first question. Yeah. So you have 2 minutes to solve this question. Your time starts now. So those of you who are on YouTube, please give me a thumbs up and give me a like. Welcome to all of you. And if you are preparing for CAT 2022 or CAT 2023, you should always join these sessions because we will cover something related to CAT. And from today onwards, there is a slight change in the way we are covering these sessions. So rather than covering haphazard questions, we are going to cover questions based on one topic, so that at the end of these sessions, you will definitely feel confident about attempting these type of questions. Okay. So how many of you attempted this question? Anybody who got the answer to this question? Okay. So nobody has the answer, or somebody has the answer, is it? Okay, did not know how to approach this question. Fine, never mind. So I'll try to approach it step by step so that you're able to follow how to attempt this question. It's a simple question if you are able to visualize what is happening here. There are three people, and these three people, they basically are Leonard, Sheldon, and Penny. And Leonard takes 12 steps, Sheldon takes 7 steps, and Penny takes 10 steps while walking up an upward moving escalator. So there are two things here. The escalator is moving up and they're also moving up. And on the same upward moving escalator, Leonard takes 36 steps to come down. 36 steps to come down. So obviously, the number of steps taken, the total steps, is like the total distance from top to bottom. That is the first thing you need to recognize here. No, Anushka, not 29 is to 26. See, check out what I'm doing here. Let's not hurry through the solution now. I'll solve it easily at a very easy pace. What you need to realize is when you are thinking of escalator questions, the total distance is not meters, but the total number of steps, right? So total steps is analogous to total distance. That's the first thing you need to keep in mind. Now, once you have this in mind, when people are moving up an escalator that is moving up, the number of steps walked by, say, Leonard plus the number of steps taken by escalator must be equal to total steps. The first thing that you recognize is the total steps must be this, correct? And remember, the speed of a person is the same while walking up or while walking down. In terms of number of steps, he will take the same number of steps if he is walking up or if he is walking down, given the escalator is stationary. That's another thing you need to keep in mind. So since the speed of walking is same, in the first case, Leonard must have walked 12 steps plus X steps must be covered by the escalator, and this must be equal to total number of steps, correct? In the second case, Leonard walks 36 steps. So the time taken must be 3 times. The time taken must be 3 times. Because for 12 steps, if he takes t seconds or t minutes, then for 36 steps, Leonard will take 3t seconds. There is a linear relation between the distance covered and the speed. In this case, 12 steps and 36 steps. But in this particular case, if Leonard takes t seconds to cover 12 steps, he should take 3t seconds to cover 36 steps. The only difference is when he's taking 36 steps, he's walking up and the escalator is moving. Sorry, he's walking down and the escalator is moving up. So obviously the total steps must be steps covered by Leonard minus the steps covered by escalator. Now you would note that escalator in t seconds has covered x steps. So in 3t seconds, the escalator will take 3x steps. So 36 minus 3x must also be total steps, correct? So which means 12 plus x must be equal to 36 minus 3x, which means 4x is equal to 24 and x is equal to 6. So what is the total number of steps? If you put x in any one of these, 12 plus 6 is equal to total number of steps, which is equal to 18. Now we have got a part of our answer. We've got the value for total steps. Now, how many steps does Sheldon take to cover the distance up? 7. Out of 18, 7 steps have been walked by Sheldon. So obviously, the escalator must have moved the remaining 11 steps because the total steps are 18. Sheldon has walked 7 steps. So escalator must have moved up 11 steps. Similarly, Penny walks 10 steps when she completes the distance. The total distance is 18 steps. So the escalator must have moved 8 steps. So basically, the time taken by Sheldon is the same as time taken by escalator to move 11 steps. Time of Sheldon is time taken by escalator to cover 11 steps. And time required by Penny is the time taken by the escalator to move 8 steps. And therefore, Sheldon's time as to Penny's time must be equal to 11 as to 8. Because for 11 steps, the time taken will be 11x. And for 8 steps, the time taken will be 8x. Xx will cancel out. Or in this case, 11y and 8y. So y will cancel out. And the ratio of time will be 11 as to 8. Have you understood how to solve this question? Is the solution clear to you, guys? Is this solution very, very clear to you? I hope it is clear. If it's clear, give me a thumbs up, guys. And all those who are watching on YouTube, please like, and if you've not understood, make a comment there. I'll explain again. All right. So everybody seems to have understood. We'll go to the next question. Again, the same process will be followed. Here. Your time starts now. Please begin. Okay, so how many of you have done it? Anyone? Okay, somebody says 84. No, I don't think 84 is the answer. Anybody who can give me an answer from YouTube? I don't think so. YouTube guys are not responding much today. Okay, anyways. So Prathamesh says 420. Let us see if Prathamesh's claim is right. Again, here the concept applicable is if two people start from two different ends and one is traveling, so the person from A travels to B at V1 kilometers per hour and person from B travels towards A at V2 kilometers per hour and this distance is D. Obviously, the time taken to meet will be distance upon the relative speed between them, V1 plus V2. And you should ensure that the distance and the speeds are in the homogeneous units. So if distance is in kilometer, speed should be in kilometer per hour. And if distance is in meter, the speed also should be in meter per second. That's something which you need to keep in mind. This is a similar question, except that here we have an escalator. Correct? Ayushman is walking up at 6 steps per second. And Andrea is walking down at 14 steps per second on the same escalator. Right? So not 84, Anushka. So the speed of Ayushman is 6 steps per second. The speed of Andrea is 14 steps per second. And again, the time after which they will meet will be equal to this distance in steps divided by 6 plus 14. And it has been given that they have, they cross each other in 7/20th of a minute. 7 by 20th of a minute is 7 by 20 into 60. That is 21 seconds. So this time is 21 seconds. So D is 20 into 21, that is 420 steps. This is your answer. Now, this particular question uses that understanding that distance here is not meters or kilometers, but distance is steps. If you understand this fact, questions of escalator becomes easy. Even the speed in case of escalator will be steps per minute or steps per hour or steps per second, not in terms of meters or kilometers. Hopefully, this point is clear to all. Is this clear? If it is clear, give me a thumbs up. All those who are in Zoom, please give me a thumbs up. Yeah, thank you. So we go to the next question now. Okay, I hope you can see these questions. Your time starts now. Okay, anybody who's got the answer now? Anybody who has an answer to this question? No one? All right. So let's try to solve this. Alia runs down an escalator and takes 60 steps. So while running down, she's taking 60 steps. Obviously, she's taking more steps when she runs down. And then she walks down and takes 40 steps. So she is basically running for 60 steps. The times taken when she runs down and walks down are in the ratio of 3:4. So when she runs down, she takes time 3t. And when she walks down, she takes time 4t. Now you need to understand total steps will always be steps of Alia plus steps of the escalator. Because if they are walking in the same direction, if they are moving in the same direction, then steps taken by Alia and the steps taken by escalator, the sum of these must be equal to total steps. Now, escalator, the speed of escalator, let's say, is x. So, in 3t time, the escalator will move x into 3t. And similarly, in 4t time, the escalator will move x into 4t. So basically, 60 steps when Alia runs down, plus the steps of escalator, which is x, the speed, into 3t, must be equal to total steps. And this must be equal to 40 plus x, the speed, into 4t. And what do you get? 20 is equal to xt. 20 is equal to x into t. Now, what is the total distance? The total distance is 40 plus 4xt. So 40 plus 4 into 20, that is 120. And the correct answer must be D, 120. You could have also done 60 plus 3xt, which would be 60 plus 60, again 120, the same answer. Would not have made any difference. The key here is to understand that when the escalator is moving in the same direction as the person walking or running, the total steps must be equal to the steps of escalator, the steps moved by the escalator, plus the steps moved by this person. I hope that part is clear to all of you. Anybody with a doubt? Have you understood this, all of you? If you understood, give me a thumbs up. Zoom guys, if you understood, give me a thumbs up. Or ask me a question if you want to ask something. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Yeah. And your time starts now. Okay, anyone who solved this? Anyone who solved this? Okay. So you would appreciate that if a person is walking at X and escalator is moving at Y steps per unit time, then the total distance, if they are both traveling in the same direction, the total distance will be covered in d upon x plus y unit time if they are both moving in the same direction. And if they are moving in opposite direction, that is, the escalator is moving down and the person is moving up, then the total time taken will be d upon x minus y, because x plus y and x minus y become the effective speeds. When two things are, when the escalator and the person is going in the same direction, effective speed is x plus y. And when these two are going in opposite direction, then the effective speed will be x minus y. So I hope this part is very clear to you. Now it's said that when Ranbir walks up an escalator which is moving up, then he takes 120 seconds. That means d upon x plus y is 120. This much is known. And when he walks down the same escalator, that means d upon x minus y is 180 seconds. And his rate going up and going down is same. So if you divide these two equations, let us call this 1 and let us call this 2. What happens? If you divide 2 by 1, you will get x plus y upon x minus y as 180 by 120. That is 3 by 2. And by componendo and dividendo, you can easily get the value of x upon y as 5 upon 1. The first thing is this. You get the ratio of x upon y. Now you are asked, find the total time Ranbir will take to walk up or down the escalator if the escalator is stationary. So this time must be distance upon speed. So you need the value of d upon x. So we start with any of these two equations, either first equation or second equation. We get d upon x plus, now you'll appreciate y is equal to 1 by 5x. So instead of y, I will write 1 by 5x is equal to 120, which means 5d by 6x is equal to 120, which means d by x is equal to 144 seconds. D by x must be equal to 144 seconds. I hope the solution is very clear. You could have solved it in another way also by considering that the three speeds are in arithmetic progression, x plus y, y, and x minus y. So obviously their times taken must be in harmonic progression. So if you recognize this, you can easily apply the funda of HP and find out the answer. I'm not getting into that right now, but I hope the basic method is understood by all of you. And that brings us to the last question for the day. Now, what I want you to do is, for this particular question, I want you to try to solve it. If you're not able to solve it, I'll give you a time till tomorrow. I will give you the time till tomorrow. And you can post an answer in the comments to this particular video. And if you're not able to, this will be the first question I will start tomorrow with. Tomorrow's live session I will start with this question itself. So your 2 minutes starts now. Okay, anyone who got the answer? Okay, Anushka says 72. I guess 72 is the right answer here. So as I said, I will leave this solution right now and I will solve this question tomorrow. This will be the first question with which I will start my session tomorrow. Tomorrow we are going to cover circular races and circular motion, questions based on that particular concept. Do not miss it. And we will again solve 3, 4, 5 questions related to the same concept. Those of you who were at a discomfort while solving these questions, my sincere suggestion is go back home. There will be a link for this particular sheet. You can find out the sheet from the website www.pathfinderforme.com and solve these questions again, maybe a couple of times, and you'll gain in comfort very soon. The only thing you need to realize is distances here are measured in steps, not in meters and not in kilometers. And on that note, I thank you all for joining me for this live session. If you are here for the first time on YouTube, please, I hope you've already liked the session. If you have any feedback, any suggestions, you're welcome. If anyone of you want to reach out to me, you can reach out to me on this number straight away, 98260 62415. So you can directly reach out to me with any of your queries regarding careers, regarding CAT preparation, and regarding anything relevant to CAT preparation. That's all for now. Thank you very much.